We're Chris and Dawn Phillips, and we serve as the founders of Selah International Counseling Ministries. Selah International provides counseling and help to those in full-time ministry, including pastors, pastoral staff, missionaries, Christian educators, and their families.
Since our founding in 2020, many of you have supported us financially so that we can provide preventative and intensive counseling to scores of ministry leaders literally around the world.
We obviously can't provide too many specific details, but we can tell you that through the grace of God and the intentional application of His Word, we've seen families restored, marriages healed, hope given to the depressed and to those who've been sinned against, and courage renewed for those who suffered great loss.
For those of you who have prayed or given or demonstrated support in other ways, you have a part in these blessings. You've enabled us to extend God's love and give hope in a transformational way for eternal outcomes. We thank the Lord for you.
We bring before you today an answer to prayer and a request for financial assistance. We knew the need was great when the Lord led us into this ministry, but even we were surprised by the number of full-time servants who began to reach out for help. It became very evident that we needed a place where we could bring multiple couples, families, and individuals so we could maximize our efforts.
So we began fervently praying that the Lord would direct us to a place that can serve as a headquarters for Selah. And we believe that the Lord has led us to the perfect piece of property. Located just outside of Columbia, South Carolina, this beautiful estate would meet all of our ministry needs and then some. You may ask, exactly what needs?
Well, when the Lord planted this seed for this ministry in our hearts a few years ago, we began to plan and strategize for what our future home base would need. We became convinced that location would need to be, first of all, private. Ministry leaders feel as if they live in glass houses at times. Well, this property will provide seclusion and confidentiality that's needed for healing. Secondly, in order to continue ministering without interruption, we ask the Lord for a property that's move-in ready, with little need for time-consuming projects. And finally, we've asked the Lord for a place where there is potential for expansion, room to build other small cabins to house more as we grow our team of biblical counselors that are passionate about keeping God's servants strong and encouraged.
The property consists of 48 acres and existing buildings that will facilitate our current needs. There are 5 private living areas which will allow for serving multiple missionaries and pastors and their families at the same time. This property will immediately provide one very important need that is often overlooked, a place for debriefing an entire missionary family who has lived and served cross-culturally for years. It will also open new doors of ministry by allowing us to host pastoral staff retreats, planning sessions, and workshops for ministry leaders for a time of spiritual renewal and rest.
We've been in contact with the seller of this property for several weeks and have negotiated a final price of $899,000. Now, this includes the acreage, buildings, and much of the furnishings inside the 2 homes. This property is so uniquely tailored for the needs of our ministry.
We are convinced the time is now, and we're asking you today to consider donating to this cause. Our goal is to raise the full $899,000 plus closing costs in the next 90 days.
Would you prayerfully consider helping us reach this goal? Please help us make a difference for eternity.